What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, Season 2, Episode 6, a weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover a main indie game topic. This week, we're talking about our thoughts around early access games. What do we think to them? Do we think they're a good idea? Do we think they're actually a bad idea? And we're going to share our personal opinions on them at the end of the show. So if you want to hear us talk about early access games, make sure you stick around to the end. If you're watching on YouTube, then you've already found us. We're available in video form, and congratulations, you're one of the smart ones. Not that the audio listeners aren't smart.
Yeah,
they're all
but unlike you
idiots,
thicky audio listeners.
But Tom, what's the benefit of watching us on YouTube?
Well, Lewis, you see, you can see the games we're talking about, both on our weird little TV that's here, and just they cover us up sometimes.
They do, yes.
There you go.
Which is usually the
And
better way
also
to watch
we're
a
there.
game.
You can see us. You can also see us.
You can obviously see us, which is the
the
most
prime,
important thing.
The prime reason to watch the
Which is
video.
kind of funny because you're trying to hide from being able to see yourself.
Well, I don't want to see myself.
Oh, okay, but other
It's too
people
much.
do.
It's like a feedback loop, you know.
Oh, okay,
It just gets more and more intense until my brain explodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but other
So if you
people,
want to
it's a treat.
see that, head over to patreon.com/IndieCredible.
There you go.
Chuck us some money, and one day we might see Tom's head explode.
Yeah, sweet cash.
And as Dan said, on patreon.com, $1 a month. Honestly, just $1 a month gets
Sounds
you.
like we're pimping out your head exploding there.
Gets you
Just
so
$1
much.
a month.
You get Tom's head
That's
exploding.
$1 towards the head explosion.
You genuinely get access to the Discord, which is where I've already met up with a couple of the patrons on there from playing some Apex Legends, Brian, all things like that. You also get exclusive access to pre and post show content. This week's pre-show
that's a
is
treat.
an absolute gem. Trust me, you want to be dropping
crazy.
the dollar just for that alone.
Yeah.
And then you also get a week early access to the Not So Indie show, another show we're recording later today, as well as no ads on any of the video podcasts as well. So it's pretty good for $1. Enough of the plug-in, enough of the formalities.
We haven't said our names.
Yeah, we haven't said our names.
Who are we?
Well, actually, we said each other's names.
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
we
something.
did.
I'm the
So,
secret.
yeah. As
love
Tom
child.
did say, my name is Lewis. Find me at What's Up Woody. Tom to my left, or if you're listening, is above me. You can find him at Shriek and Profit, and to my right or behind me, if you're listening, is Dan, and you can find him at the Dice Bear. Just type the Dice Bear into Google, and he comes up. All your board game.
I
needs.
come up. Hello.
That's it. Yeah.
That's right.
How's the week been, gents? Before we dive into our games,
It was yet another week, you know.
another week. It happened.
Did another one.
I've been on holiday, so I've had a good week.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, I've been on holiday, Tom.
dickheads.
So I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
That's been good. Sleeping in,
Yep.
you know.
At least I was getting paid twice per time. That's
I
not
was
I was getting paid as well.
That's right, you're on holiday.
Yeah.
Paid holiday.
Yeah.
That's right. I was just at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just work. Paid work.
That's what Scrubs
Paid work.
Harder work than you two, obviously.
Whoa.
No, it
Whoa.
is. It is.
My work's really hard.
No.
Mine isn't.
No.
My work's pretty easy.
I work at a private school, so
Remarkable easy jobs where you get paid holidays all the time. Half term, summer, Christmas. 2 weeks at Easter, is that right?
3 weeks for me.
He
3
gets
weeks
3,
as
I
well.
get 2, yeah.
Very
hard.
nice,
I
yeah.
mean, 4 would be
I work
nice,
in a
but-
public school, so we don't get the private
I
school
get
perks.
22 paid holidays a year. Some of those are taken up by Christmas, which we can't change.
Yeah.
And I've already used...
Hey, listen, I can't change my Christmas. I can't change when my holidays are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you get holidays other than that?
What, than Christmas?
Yeah, that you can choose whenever.
No, we can
No.
never choose when our
No,
holidays
no.
are.
Oh, well,
choose
that's
holidays.
still not bad, though.
They have to be during...
But
We-
you still get more overall.
We only get 14 weeks a year, so
Yeah.
it's not like we get a lot.
Oh, no, 14 weeks. My word.
Yeah.
How do you cope? Honestly.
Um,
Do you... That's such a huge part of the year. You just don't do any work.
Whoa!
Oh, fuck off.
We
no, you
work.
don't. Don't do anything. Just, honestly.
should we dive into some indie games?
Let's
Teachers,
do that.
Teachers and people who work in
Um,
education are a bunch of cunts, honestly. I hate all of you. Get a real job.
We're gonna kick off. I'm gonna kick us off this week.
Go for it.
Yeah, do it.
A game I spoke about last week. I'm just gonna touch because I'm closer to finishing it, and that's Hollow Knight. I actually got the furthest I've ever got in it now, and
Round of
found a
applause.
new area, new boss that I'm stuck on. But it's that classic roguelike loop now that I know how to do the boss. I'm just not strong enough.
Yeah.
So once I'm strong enough, then I can go back and finish the boss off. Still enjoy it. It's although it's a very saturated market, the kind of roguelike, Metrovania roguelites, it's definitely one of the most superior ones I've played. Probably partly because it's aesthetics. It just looks so nice. It's just such an adorable art style to it, and it's very. It has that kind of best way to describe it is Dark Souls-esque style of storytelling, where you're not told story, but when you go and find different runes or you find different inscriptions.
Yeah, you might find.
Then you start piecing together.
Worth of story.
You piece together a story. Yeah, but
no, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Dark Souls, they have deep lore, but you really have to look.
Yeah, you do, and that's the same in. Like, you could finish Hollow Knight. I reckon I could finish it and be like, yeah, that was cool. I played this little white-headed dude who ran around and went down in a well and killed some enemies and brought life back to the town. But then actually, you look more and you're like, oh, that's why people went into the well. That's what started happening here and there. Still enjoying it. And it's definitely making me more excited for the sequel that's announced, but we don't know when yet. And I played Beacon. Now, I'm going to quick apology because there was a What Is video up for Beacon. Because I done a stupid thing where I watched the first 5 minutes of the video and was like, that's cool, brilliant, full, upload it. And then someone commented on the video saying there is a severe frame rate issues with this video. And I was like, really? And then I went to 10 minutes in, nothing. I went to 50 minutes in. And then from 50 minutes to the end, it was just horrible frame rate. Okay. Now, I was getting some frame rate issues in the game, but I don't think they were that bad. I don't know.
You would notice, sure.
Yeah, I mean, there was some pretty bad frame rate issues in the game, but I think it was the whole combination of recording it and thing.
Yeah.
Which runs down to... Beacon is coming to early access 27th of February, so it is, and it's part of the reason why I wanted to speak about early access games at the end. So I was playing a pre-early access build, but the game does not run that well.
Okay.
It has potential, and again, this is pre-early access, so yeah, what will be a finished release on consoles is way past what I'm playing now.
Yeah.
But for a game that's been in development for 5 years, it didn't run very nicely. Now, when it did run okay and it was playable, it was fun. It was a twin-stick shoot with a really nice aesthetic. The way the levels pop up into the world are really cool. They kind of pop up or they drop down. It gets quite challenging. You've got all the evasive maneuvers you need. You've got a dash, you've got a roll. The weapons feel cool. I tried playing a gamepad at first on PC.
Yeah.
Feckin' awful. Like the turning circle for a twin-stick shooter, and you couldn't switch 180. Like, I was turning like this, and I was like, "Are we gonna get there? Are we gonna get there? Oh no! Okay, let's just cancel that. Move to a mouse keyboard, which I guess some people probably play twin-stick shooters on. I just find it really weird for me.
I think they're better on console.
Yeah, like
twin-stick shooter.
Yeah, like there's a reason they're called twin-stick shooters, and it just felt really awful. And the whole WASD on the isometric map was just not nice.
Yeah,
like it felt like I couldn't read where the camera was. Like I was falling off the edge, and I was like, "What?" And so at the moment, I'm down on the game, which is annoying because I was actually really looking forward to the game.
Yeah,
I need to play more of it. I've only played like an hour, but I'm going to drop it for now until it goes into early access. And there's a controller update for it, so I can actually play on gamepad. And I think I'll enjoy it more then. I will put another What Is video up once the game's got its next patch. They contacted the devs and they said that it's getting optimised further. So yeah, Beacon though, it's got potential. It's got a lot of potential. To again, it's a very saturated market. Like
twin-stick shooters.
Twin-stick shooters, especially indie game twin-stick shooters.
It's yesterday's trend, really, isn't it?
However, they do have
2 years ago where everything was a twin-stick shooter.
They do have a gap in the market where Housemarque have said they're not making twin-stick shooters anymore. They're making a battle royale game called Storm Divers, which people are really down on. And Housemarque are the kind of the pinnacle of twin-stick shooters for indie gaming.
Yeah.
There's a gap there. If you release a game on consoles in 6 months, 9 months time that is solid, it plays like Next Machina, but it's got the art style of Beacon, then it's gonna sell copies. So good luck to them. I look forward to see it more developed, shall we say. But that's it. That's all I played this week. I've talked about what else I've played on the Not So Indie show.
Yes.
Okay.
Go on, Tom.
I've got a bit of a rant, so...
shall I go then?
Because
I've just got Happy Joy Joy.
Oh, well, of course.
For a change,
I've
just got Happy Joy Joy. So I think, we'll leave the
I'll
grumpy
slam
bit.
it down with a rant afterwards.
So this week I've actually played 3 indie games that I've really enjoyed.
I know 2 of them.
Usually I'll play indie games and I'll have a mix. I'll be like, nah, I haven't really been feeling it. I've been on a down.
Yeah.
I've been sort of like, you've got to give me something new. But this
The
week I
entire
played
2018 you're talking about.
Yeah, 2018 down.
Yeah.
But 2019 I've been having some fun.
Excellent.
I mean, I've been playing Wargroove on my
I did all
Nintendo
3,
Switch.
yeah, of course.
Which is the turn-based puzzle
Advanced
War
War
style game. It is really good, but really freaking hard. Tom would like this game, but he probably won't try it because it takes skill.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's
turn-based for you, isn't it? Turn-based for you, it is skill-based. There's a skill wall for you, isn't there?
Yeah.
I actually think it's the other way around. I think there's no skill in turn-based.
Oh, then we should get into Wargroove is very good, but it is incredibly fucking hard.
Okay.
I mean, it is really. I played it on the normal difficulty, and you've got this whole tutorial section, and you get voted. You win 3 stars, mobile game style. So the better you do, the more stars you get. I don't like that bit. One bit in the game I don't like. I don't like the fact that there's a very mobile edge
That's like a
to
drug
it.
though. That 3-star thing.
It is too.
That's always worked on mobile for me. It's like
It is.
stars.
I think to millennials,
I think
it is a thing.
to those
I
desperate
grew
for
up
some
with
sort
Angry
of.
Bird. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
stuff
that's what I
like
mean.
that, so.
To me, I'm not too fussed about your 3 stars. I want a well-developed game. I want something that you can really get, and this gives you that. But you
3
have
stars
to
is
go.
like the heroin of games. It's like, once you start getting the
It's
3
like
stars,
him and
you're
loot,
like, oh,
loot
fuck.
drops, isn't it?
It
Oh, what's the
definitely,
loot?
yeah,
Give me the loot drop. What have you got?
And high
Plushies.
and high scoreboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for those fuckers.
So it has that, but I've had to drop the difficulty. But what is really good about this game is how it sets out difficulty. So it's not a case of just easy, medium, hard, or your old Doom style. You wet wimp and all that shit. You have sliders to do with how much damage you do, how much damage an
like
enemy will
custom
do,
difficulty.
how much, and you can to the finest point. So you can set it up to either be stupidly easy, which I will say is boring, because I jumped on there and went, let's have a look. Stupidly easy. You go and you win everything with just a pack of dogs. You can go against the whole army and go on dogs, kill them all. I'm going to be in the corner just having a smoke. It's like, it doesn't matter. But you can then set up and go, okay, I'm pretty good at managing the finances, so I will make that a little bit harder. I'm finding I'm getting battered too much by how much damage they're doing, so I'm going to drop that. And I'm going to increase how much damage I do until you have like this perfect balance between like getting whooped,
Yeah.
but you also, it seems fair and it's so well done. But it then comes with the downside of, as soon as you muck around with these settings, you then can't open up the 3 stars. You then can't. It goes, oh no, this is set to this. It's,
Okay.
And that's a little bit annoying. I get it if I've moved all my sliders to the left and gone, no, it's a piece of piss. And it's like, yeah,
There should be
you ain't having
barrier,
these.
threshold for that. Really, shouldn't there?
And I do think the difficulty level they've got it at normal, it's just too bloody hard. Because, I mean, you're only talking about the 3rd tutorial level. You're still being told how to play the game, and it's kicking your arse. And you're like, how is this fucking fair? What? I'm trying to learn how to use this thing, and you're kicking my arse. It's got pretty good fun multiplayer where you can play against each other. In a nice tactical one, you can design your own levels, you can design your own bits, share them with other people. There is so much to this game, and it's really it's a good looking game, nice little retro style.
Random question.
Yeah,
Online multiplayer.
yeah.
Is there ranked or is it just casual?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I played multiplayer with my daughter. I haven't been online
I see what you mean.
because I ain't that good.
Okay. It's a very niche question, but
I'm being whooped by
ranked.
normal on this game. The chances of me going online and playing people against people who are getting S ranked and 3 stars for everything, that's just too much humiliation
Rank's
for a
the kind of thing
39-year-old
that
man. It's,
rank's the kind of thing that will just drag me in. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
I can get a rank score. Here.
how am I going to do on this? But it is. I've really enjoyed it, and it's one of those ones because I'm playing it on the Switch as well.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere or having to do that,
As you often are.
as I am on a plane to Guernsey or something like that, and you're just like, okay, it's great for that.
Yeah.
And the levels can take fecking ages because you do sit there going, right, where am I going to move this? How am I going to move
Is there a
this?
time limit on your turns?
No.
That's nice.
No, it's all planning,
That's
and
nice. That's cool.
and your
like it,
different creatures will do different criticals depending on how you move them in or with each other or how you place them. The landscape has different.
There's 4 factions. Yeah.
One,
From what I was reading in the preview
2.
content stuff.
I think so.
Okay.
There may be more.
So in the campaign, are you ushered through the different factions, or do you go, I want to play as this faction, and then there's a set?
Oh no! In the campaign, you start off as one faction, then you get to
Okay.
play around with
Okay.
the other ones as you slowly conquer the planet.
Oh, okay, cool. I see.
But
Nice.
that's a really good, and it's only like 16 quid.
16 quid. It was
Which-
on sale when it launched.
It was on
I'm
sale,
annoyedly
yeah.
missed it because I want to play it.
Well, I think even at 16 quid, it is well worth picking up.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
definitely
That's
one I'll
cool.
be playing this year. Definitely.
Yeah. I've been playing Headlander,
Yes, I
Which-
love Headlander.
Right.
which is
I
love it.
Xbox Game Pass. I didn't know anything about it,
Right.
right? And I jumped
I
on
played it a long
Xbox Game
time ago,
Pass,
like
and
3
they've
years
got
ago.
what is it?
Spoiled then.
They've got Batman. They've
Arkham's-
got
yeah.
Mickey paints dildos and
Mickey paints dildos,
Mickey-
okay.
it's something
Yeah, it's good.
epic Mickey paints
Epic
dildos.
Mickey! Wow,
Right.
that is a blast.
It's epic.
And they've
Ugh.
got Headlander, which is
really
I
cool.
wrote it down where it is Adult Swim Games and Double Fine, and I saw Double Fine and
Very
thought, right,
cool.
I'm jumping on that. You
Yeah.
know, I'm going to have a go at this. You play as a severed head inside a space helmet that has rockets underneath it, and you can take control of robots by ripping their heads off and landing on these
I'll put
robots
your
and then
head
going through.
Oh.
And it's kind of got this Metroid-esque map that you've got
Yeah.
to travel and move your way through, solve little puzzles. There's shooting parts on it. It's really good fun, but it is filled with phallic imagery and sex references in the background. And
Adult Swim.
it was brilliant. Right at the start, so you've got to escape an exploding ship.
Right.
And it's busy teaching you how to play the game and all of that lot. And it's really good fun, beautiful controls. But in the background, there's lots of little hints that something sexy is going on. So you're busy smashing your way through, and they go, you've got to get to the escape pod.
Smashing your way through.
You're smashing your way
Yeah.
through. Yeah, I feel sorry for your missus. Man, if her sexy times is you just smashing your way through,
the only way
I'm
to do
so
it.
sorry. You deserve better, love.
If they ain't bruised off, you didn't have sex. That's all I'm saying.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
But anyway, so they show the escape pod, right? And the escape pod is basically a long cylinder with a curved end and 2 circular rockets at the back, right? And when you go to the escape pod, you attach your head to the front of this thing,
Oh, good.
and a small circular aperture appears that opens up, and you thrust your way out of it. But going back to smashing it, when you get to the space station you're heading to after escaping the spaceship that's exploded, you smash your way into the edge of the pleasure planet.
Ah, yes.
and
Good.
it's, I think I've only played a couple of hours of it so far.
It's not too long. I actually reviewed the game for that video game blog.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a long time back on PlayStation, about 3 years ago. 2.5, 3 years ago. I couldn't even remember what I scored it. I want to say about an 8.
Yeah,
So
I'd
what
go
about
with that
eight?
because
Like,
it's really nicely done, and
I love
visually
the
it's nice.
yeah. I
and
love
bright.
it's got that kind of futuristic retro sci-fi look to it. So like the
Right.
60s, 70s, but
Yeah.
set in the future.
There's a great bit where you go into the room.
Like Fallout, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got carpeted floors with little bits, and all the robots are in the floors, busy rubbing it because they're really enjoying it. And one of the guys, because you can speak to people as you go past, goes, "They're going to wear that out soon if they're not careful." And he's just like, "This is wonderfully out there. Really good game.
That sounds
Really
great.
enjoyed it.
It is
And
good.
it's free with Game Pass.
Yeah.
I know you don't have Xbox, but you
sure
guys
it's
at home,
not,
you've got
sorry.
Xbox.
Yeah.
And you got the Game Pass.
I think
you need
Trev
to play that
has
'cause-
it. He has Game Pass, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Brian does.
Oh, guys, you've got to play
Sorry.
this game. It's really good fun. Beautiful controls as well. The control system is really nice, and it works really well. Which for these type of games is incredibly important. You can also take over robot dogs, which is awesome
Excellent,
fun
yeah.
because it helps you get through small passages and do all sorts of crazy stuff. And yeah, really enjoyed that one. And the last one I've been playing, which I can't give a score to, but I can tell you is Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove,
Oh, right, cool.
which comes out in
1st of March.
1st of March.
So next week.
And see, the issue I'm having with it is I really liked the original Toe Jam and Earl. Really enjoyed it. Bloody hard, really good fun game. And this is the same. Except the graphics have been updated.
Of course,
it's smoother to move. It looks more like Rugrats meets Saved by the Bell. So
Nice.
very 90s, late 80s, early 90s mix. Animation, still the crazy out there shit that you originally got from Toe Jam and Earl. It's exactly the same game. You're trying to find elevators to collect bits of your ship. You're going across these floating island bits which you'll fall off, and it's a roguelike, so it's all weirdly generated. Each time you play it will be different. And I'm really enjoying it. But I'm really enjoying it because I really enjoyed Toe Jam and Earl.
Right. So you think...
And I'm sort of... I'm on there on... If you don't like Toe Jam and Earl, the original, you're not gonna like this because it is the same game, except now I can play online multiplayer, and
co-op.
so co-op.
Okay.
Which is great because it means I don't have to wait for Luke to come round so we can both sit there with our old Sega controllers playing it. And the humour's really good. The music's same as it was. It's really great funk that you're listening to, and lots of little mini games you can play. I really like it, but I really like it because I really like Toe Jam and Earl, and I think if you haven't played that and you haven't got that memory to it, I think you're going to play it and you're going to go, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I've just got to go through 12 different islands, collect a ship and disappear while avoiding some really weird shit.
What do you think?
I don't get the game.
Do you think if you went back, if someone hadn't played it before, went back and played Toe Jam now,
What, the original?
yeah, and then played this, would that help or would that make it?
No, because they'll play the original and go, oh my god, the graphics on this are hideous. What is going on?
Surely not.
My eyes, they're burning.
Isn't that bad?
Compared to what this one looks like.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Because it's the same. Where I've got it written down somewhere. Where did I put it? Greg Johnson, the guy who did this one, also did the original.
Right. Okay.
So this is like his. Oh, this is how I would have liked
How
it to have
intended
looked.
it to look, yeah.
But unfortunately, the systems at the time just couldn't do that.
Of course.
So this is now, isn't it beautiful and mental? And then you're sitting there watching this going, yeah, that guy's got issues. But yeah, I really love this game.
Yeah, it didn't. I've seen the press releases leading up to it. I didn't even know who Toe Jam were.
Yeah.
I literally had no idea who they were. I didn't know it was a previous game. I thought it was a brand new game, and I was like, yeah. I mean, the press release wasn't selling it to me. And it was by reading the press release, I clocked on, this must have been a previous game.
Yeah.
And they were very much...
And all that.
The press release looked like it had lots of inside jokes for fans of the original. And I'm
Right,
there like,
okay.
I don't get it. Like,
It's like a cult classic.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have a Sega growing up.
And that's where I sit with it. For me, I freaking loved it. And anyone who's got that whole retro gaming side to it, was brought up on this, love that cult thing, you are going to love it. It ticks all the boxes you want from Toe Jam and Earl. It gives you that same experience again, but they've upped it, they've made it cleaner. If you haven't played Toe Jam and Earl again, you're going to play it and you're going to go, well, where's my depth? Well, old games didn't have the same sort of depth that new ones do. Graphically it's a lot nicer than the old game, but it is the old
It's
game.
the same thing, yeah.
That's
Little tweaks here and there, little added, but not enough to make you go, wow, this is a brand new game.
I think that's cool though. I think that the fact they've stayed true to how
for the fans, it's going to sell, isn't it?
For the fans.
It's for the fans.
It also, definitely for the fans.
Yeah.
But also, if they came out and they did something completely different, I'd have played it and gone, well, this is shit.
Probably, yeah.
Exactly.
Which is bollocks. I want Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah.
So you hit that sort of balance. So
I think they made the right choice.
yeah. I do definitely.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should go and play
Do you
it.
want to play it?
Huh?
Do you want to play it?
Oh, I don't care.
Did you play the original?
No. I was too young. But I did have a Sega. But, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, Toe Jam and Earl.
Nice.
I really like it.
Nice.
But I think Tom would play it and be like, yeah, okay, that's
I
all right.
would probably just be like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's as much as it would get, probably.
Tom.
Yes.
Oh, rant time.
What games
Alright.
have you been playing? Yeah.
Right, I don't want to go into it saying it's a rant even already have, because I think it probably will evolve into one
Okay.
as I keep talking. It's just where to start with this. So I played Intruders Hide and Seek
Is this your only game you played?
to the VR. Yes, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
It's
I
very busy.
thought we'd finish it otherwise.
What?
If you played another one, I thought finish with the rant. But
Oh,
yeah.
no. Yeah,
Cool.
no,
Go
I
for
thought
it. Fire
I
away.
was-
We're all ears.
Right. So Intruders Hide and Seek is a VR game, and you play as a small boy,
Right.
And you've got a very rich parents and a little sister, and everything's nice and happy, and then a group comes into your house, takes your mother and father hostage, and then you have to sneak around the house and like try and
The Strangers kind of style.
I don't know what The Strangers
The
is.
film.
I don't think I've seen that.
One of the
Maybe I have.
masks.
Maybe I have. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I have seen that.
Okay. I was saying it's quite. Yeah, a lot of people have seen it. But...
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. It's
Okay.
There's one guy's wearing a mask. The other two aren't. There's 3 people. There's a dude in a suit wearing a big deer's face.
Right.
A woman with pink hair and a really big dude, and that's the 3 of them. And you're sort of just having to sneak around, don't get caught.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole game basically, as far as I can tell. Obviously, I've not finished it. I've only played maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
And this is a VR game, right?
I've been playing it in VR.
Is it playable not in VR?
I don't know.
'Cause some games are, aren't they?
It could be. This is the point I'm going to be working up to. Is that I don't see why this is VR.
Oh, okay.
Because the cool thing about having this in VR would be that you're a child, which is obviously new to me now because I've been a child for a very long time. You guys,
Well, a couple of weeks,
decades.
Cheers, bud.
But so you think, oh, well, so I'm gonna. You want to feel that helplessness of being small and
lots of low camera angles.
exactly,
Lots of
and you want these people to be. It's such a real fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of people coming into your home.
Yeah.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah.
So you expect, oh yeah, this is going to be really creepy. Like I'm going to be a child, and there are people in my house. That's horrible. It's not, because they don't. I think with this kind of thing, you need to be really real with it, especially in VR.
Yeah.
And they don't. They go almost vaguely cartoony with it.
Okay.
Not just graphically. The graphics aren't realistic very much at all. But I mean, just in the scenario, you come home and your parents are talking about how the builders have been in and they've changed something, but it's nothing to do with you kids. Oh, don't you worry about it. And then there's like hints that your father's doing some experiments or something. He's got a lab that you're not allowed inside.
Right.
And you find out the thing the builders did was they added a panic room, and there's a big panic room with screens everywhere, and it's just so unreal that it takes me out of it.
Right.
And it's like, well, this isn't igniting that fear of being a kid and there's people in my house. It's like it feels silly. It feels like a kid's film,
Okay.
It's like Home Alone.
So if a 10-year-old was to put the VR headset on, they're not meant to, I know, but if a 10-year-old was to put the VR headset on and play this game, would they be scared, do you reckon?
They might go when they get caught, because it goes dun when someone sees you.
So it's a jump scare sort
Basically,
of thing.
if someone sees you, it goes dun,
Sound
and then it's
cue
like
jump scare.
that sort of plinky violin stuff they do a lot for spiders in horror films. Like,
Yeah.
Does that when you're being chased and you hide in like really predetermined spots in the round.
Do you count? Because hide and seek.
No.
1,
But there's
2.
a really annoying mini game sometimes. But if you're caught and then you run to someone to get hit to hide, there's like a heart rate monitor that goes across the screen, and you've got to shake the controller every time it hits the like peak, right? And it's super sort of random and wide, the area that you can do it in.
Right.
Well, the image stays exactly the same, but I did it right before the thing happened and it went green. Did it right on it went green. Waited, it went boop, did it and it went green again. So it's like, well, can I even fail at this? And then it's.
So what's the point of the minigame? What is the point of it?
What is the point? The point is to save your parents.
No, the minigame.
No, the minigame. Probably to slow your heart
I
rate.
assume if you fail, they find you.
Oh, okay. So.
Because there's someone's like, oh, where are you?
Well, doesn't that
kid?
destroy the whole believability of it anyway?
Basically.
Yeah.
Doing that is not something
it's
you
just-
do to
it's
lower
just
your heart
something
rate.
So
else
it's
that's
not immersible. Like
Not at all. It breaks down the immersion, and you play with a controller, not with the Move controllers.
Okay.
So that is another step back from immersion. Like, this is one of the few games I've played now, having played with the Move controllers quite a lot, have gone back to the controller, and it really is nowhere near as immersive because you can't interact with anything.
I suppose
your face is a cursor, and you sort of look around to like do things. You press X on the controller to do stuff. But in the games where you have the controllers and you have hands, that really adds to feeling like you're there and you're in it, you're involved. But with this, you just feels like you're playing a normal game. This game probably would be better if it wasn't in VR.
Right.
Okay.
And especially because when you're running away, when you can turn with the controller like you can normally, but it's in degrees. so as to not make you sick, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Right.
I've seen that. Can you change it in menus? Because I've seen quite a few have done that. Yeah.
But they say it's makes you more uncomfortable if you
Yeah.
don't have that on. But when you're running away and it's so dark, this game, it's like it's really hard to get to a hiding spot. Like I know exactly where they are, but because I'm running and then it's like dun, 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 like turning me in these degrees, I like overshoot.
Right.
And then I get caught, and it's like, for fuck's sake! And then it put me back to a checkpoint, like way back, and it's like, ugh. And it's not. I'm not scared during that time when I'm being chased. I'm just sort of like, oh, and that's it. So yeah, super disappointing. I really thought there was going to be something to this.
Yeah. When I read the press release, I was like, I was genuinely hoping, and I said it's Dan.
Yeah.
For a quivering mess of Tom in a corner, like.
But that's what I expected. 'Cause I'm not good with horror games.
Yeah.
I'm very bad with them.
Well, when he got the code, he was like, Dan, you never guess what code I got, Tom. This is going to be great. He's going to be screaming.
Exactly.
It's going to be. So,
I kind of wanted that because it'd have been. But the fact that even I'm not even a bit scared when I play this game to show you, like, if you like horror games, you're going to be like, this is the most boring thing on the planet.
Okay.
It's all it is a generic stealth game. Doesn't need to be in VR, and to be honest, it doesn't look or feel great to play anyway. So,
That sucks.
I would give it like a 3 or a 4.
Ooh.
I think it's below average, honestly. In VR,
Yeah.
if that was a normal game, I'd probably give it a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I looked at the reviews after I was playing it today, and there were like some 7s in there, and I was thinking, why? What? How did this earn a 7? What's it done to earn a 7?
It's the safest thing to give a game because you're not going to piss off the devs or whoever supplied you with the code, so you just give it a 7.
I mean, make
It's
a better
the
game. And
IGN
I won't
trick.
piss you off, you know.
True.
It's
True that.
like
Well, that's
I don't think that was a rant. I think that was a justifiable.
okay.
Justified, not justifiable.
yeah, it doesn't feel
justified.
ranty enough, mate.
I'm gonna play more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll see where it goes. It does give me that weird jaw ache though when I play this game that some VR games do. I don't know. It gives me it's like right in here.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what motion
Are
sickness
you
is.
clenching your
No. I honestly don't
bit
understand.
clench while he's playing?
The only game that doesn't give it to me is Super Hot.
Okay.
I can play that for hours, but any other game after a while I'm like, ugh. I want to take it off.
Okay.
It's very strange. I don't understand what it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want the news?
Let's do the news.
Let's go the news. There's no stopping now. It's so good. So nice.
Yeah.
Oh, but it feels wrong. You should get up and just pretend to
It's
touch
a
the
little
button.
weird, isn't it? We
Yeah.
just kept going.
Yeah. Let's go straight into the news. We've got quite a lot of news to get through this week.
Oh shit! I shouldn't
we-
have spoke for so long.
We kick off with. I realise you've not seen hardly any of these trailers.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch any of them probably.
No, you didn't. We kick off with Valley.
I watch them up here.
Yeah. Valley is so Valley released on PS4, PC and Xbox about 18 months ago. I played it when it first released. It's now coming to Nintendo Switch. Valley is developed by Blue Isle Games. It's a first-person kind of adventure, exploration-y kind of game. Just the two main selling points that they're trying to get across in the game is mobility. You have this suit attached to you. You know, like the circus legs,
Stilts.
but the bouncy ones. You know the ones I mean, where people do like the backflips on there.
Oh, the weird hooked
They-
ones
yeah, they look
that
like
do the
hooks.
jumps.
Oh, like
yeah.
Oscar Pistorius feats.
but,
Yeah.
but with bounce.
Yeah.
Remember when
yeah.
he killed that woman?
Yep. So your character
She just needed a piss. I mean, what was going on?
Oh man.
your
2014. What a weird year,
Correct.
right? Is it 2014?
I don't know.
I guess.
I just love the fact you brought that up halfway through a game that has nothing to do with it.
your Valiant character, your character in Valley has these this suit attached to him. And
I want to say it's not related to Oscar Pistorius.
No, not at all. So you can kind of jump quite large distances, and the mobility is meant to be a selling point to it. The biggest selling point to the game is that you have the ability to both give life and take life. So you can take life in terms of to defeat enemies.
Back to Oscar Pistorius again,
Yeah.
except there's no giving of life there.
Yeah.
Purely take it.
You can take life from enemies to kill them. That's how you do it. But then you can give life back to trees and other
To the valley,
To
which
valley,
will
yeah.
slowly grow. And
and that's what I do with the game. The issue I had with the game when I played it,
Mhm.
I
What
didn't
did you
even.
play it on?
I played it on PS4.
Right.
I didn't finish the game because I got so fed up with. I played it because I was excited by the fact it was like, oh, by giving and taking life, there's lots of consequences that happen around you. There's no consequences. There's literally no
That
consequences.
sucks.
You take as much life as you want, and at the end, you get a slightly different ending. It's literally like a slap on the wrist for killing fucking everything around you.
That
It's
sucks.
yeah.
You've been a very naughty boy for committing genocide.
I
Now sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
If I'm being completely honest, I think someone who I don't mean to sound
I wouldn't worry about
Me.
it. He just did
But,
an Oscar
yeah,
Pistorius
true.
joke halfway
Yeah.
through. Doesn't
someone
matter
who
what you
doesn't
say now.
basically someone who doesn't play tons of games and picks up on a Switch would probably enjoy it because they haven't got a comparison
so
point
me.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But someone who's played games with genuine consequence, like narrative branching trees,
Rare these days.
is rare these days.
Yeah.
I think we'll soon find it quite shallow.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's coming to a Switch. It's getting more exposure. I'm sure some people will like it. It looks quite pretty, actually. The game in there, the mobility
If
is
you
quite
expect
cool.
a more shallow experience, I think you'd enjoy it more.
Possibly, I think the fact that the issue I had was I read lots of press releases going into it.
And I bet they're all like, oh, the choices.
So it was like,
Yeah,
the choice,
yeah.
consequences, and I played it, and I was like, there's no
They're
consequence in
always
this.
like that, aren't they?
But yeah, the
For me,
Valley
it
is coming
was
to the Switch.
it's a first person runner.
Yeah.
You're running along, you collect orbs. That shit bores me. Give me a gun.
First person
basically
runner.
what you do.
That is what it
That
is.
is what it is.
It's a
Oh.
first person runner.
Not
You
a fan
run
of
from
Heroes
point
Edge,
A
are
to
you?
B. No.
But no, it's
Also
coming to a
first
Nintendo
person
Switch
runner.
on the 7th of March. You obviously sort of tried playing up there. Yeah,
I did. It didn't look too bad. I want to say, yeah.
nice. Next up is a game I want to sing about a little bit. I say sing about it. I've not played the game yet.
Please sing
The
about
game's
it.
only just announced, but I really like both previous games this dev has released. So Benjamin Rivers is a solo dev. He's he developed and published Home and Alone With Me.
I never played. Don't know what it is.
Home is a pixelated 2D side-scrolling horror game. It can be finished in about an hour on the PS Vita. It was very short. It was his first game. It was made in Game Maker.
Oh wow. Okay.
Alone With You was a lot more expensive. I think that game took me about 6-7 hours. It was a lot more reminiscent of kind of Lucas Art style point and click adventures, but without the deep point and click adventure puzzles. It had the shallow puzzles of a point and click adventure, but then it went into almost a relationship sim. Each time, basically, you're on a spaceship. You went off. You were investigating this crash site as this robot. When you came back, and you had to speak to the AI about the different crew members. And then you'd load up one of the crew members that had
Sounds
passed,
familiar.
and you had to speak to them about what was going on. And then
Yeah.
you kind of got tied, depending on your choices, you got tied to a certain crew member. And then at the end, you had to make decisions based on the different crew members. It was a perfectly good game. I enjoyed it. And they just announced a next game called Worse Than Death, which is a high school reunion gone wrong. Is basically what they've said. It's a horror game, high school reunion gone wrong. I quite like the pixel art to it. I think it's quite nice. The animations look quite nice to it. It's another Game Maker game, so don't expect groundbreaking
Right.
gameplay. But from what's there, both his previous games have been solid. Yeah.
That, I mean, for me, that is literally the only thing that's keeping me going. Okay, this might be interesting. Is his previous games?
Yeah.
Is that because looking at it, I was like, yeah, okay, it was doing your classic point and click bits in
Yeah.
there.
It's a poor teaser trailer, I'll give it that.
Yeah, it was.
It doesn't show
and,
much.
and I was like,
You make it
and if it
yourself.
wasn't for the previous,
I guess so.
Yeah.
more than likely, yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the previous games, I'd be like, I don't know, you need to give me more. But knowing what has come previously, and this is probably one to watch out for.
Yeah.
The fact that he is a solo dev as well, and he
Yeah.
does all this stuff on his own.
That is cool.
Like, I was actually talking to your bro about it, about Game Maker.
Yeah.
And your brother was saying, well, when Game Maker's done right, like, you don't know games made in Game Maker, because he was saying it's actually a solid bit of kit.
Yeah.
The pixel art, or the pixel editor in there, he said, is better than actually a lot of game engine pixel editors. And he was saying, but the issue is so many people just pump out shit that's labelled Game Maker, so it's got this bad thing to it. He said,
Well, anyone can buy it, can't they? So-
basically, yeah.
And it's really nice and simple to
Yeah.
the point that I've made games and made Game
It
Maker.
is very simple.
There you
Because
go.
it's so...
You can be
exactly.
literally dragging
I mean,
it.
I am willing to take that insult because it is that fucking
The idea
simple.
of Game Maker is you don't need code.
Yeah.
That's the idea of
Yeah.
it. So,
It's pure UI based, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, solo dev, someone who's constantly putting their work out there
Yeah.
to be critiqued as such is
And
fair play
creating
to them.
interesting stories.
Yeah,
And I think that's what will really take you there. You're guaranteed to get an interesting story.
yeah. Keep an eye out for it. Worse Than Dark. It's coming to PlayStation Xbox and PC.
Worse than death, mate.
Worse than death, not worse than dark. Worse than death. I've got it here.
But here, you still said it wrong.
Yeah.
How's that happen?
Because they're going to be looking for worse than death.
Yeah.
Not worse than death, worse than dark.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Next story was my highlight, but then actually got a little bit sad as I read into it more.
Oh, no.
So, first one, it made me laugh when I first read it. Apex Construct is a VR game that released a year ago.
Right.
Apex Construct's visits to their Steam page has gone up 4,000% over confusion of Apex Legends. Yeah. So in a interview with PC Gamer, I'm trying to get their name right, Andreas Juliusson told them that we sold more units in China this last month than we did in the whole of 2018. Now, that's great. And good job, Faster Games. Well, not good job, but cool that he's getting exposure.
Yeah. Nice.
However, the bad side is now that people from China have realised that this isn't Apex Legends, and in fact that actually Apex Legends isn't even on Steam. So the issue they've got now is that the game has got a significant amount of bad reviews, claiming that the devs have scammed them. And they've had to refund a lot of the games because of Steam's refund policy.
Boo!
And apparently when... Trevor might be able to clear us up more, but apparently when devs refund, Steam charged them a slight fee on refund. So they don't lose much money on it, but they actually do lose a tiny bit of money.
Well, they will with this.
They will with this, if you're talking about...
But the fact that...
Which is a real shame, because I went and had a look at this game.
It looks cool.
After you talk about it. It looks really... It's a VR archery game, right?
With
robots. With robots that come to attack you and you move around. But what's really good is how clever the combat is. Because some of the robots have shields, so you have to change what weapons you're using. What weapons you're using. I'm usually really good at this, but I fucked up this week. What weapons you're using to drop the shield, then change your weapon again to attack. So there's a real tactical element to this, and visually it looks really good. And everything I've seen on the combat, I've been like, I really like that as a VR game. They've taken the basic archery stuff that they did right at the start of the VR, and they've improved it.
Is it available on PlayStation?
I don't know. Is it available on PlayStation?
It's on PSVR.
Oh, there you go. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah, that sounds quite cool.
In fact, they're going to be probably bankrupt now. Though.
Maybe I should just buy it. Yeah, I feel kind of bad.
So yeah, I feel quite bad for them.
Yeah. I found it funny at first, 4,000%.
That's cool, yeah.
The page, and then they sold all these games. It was like,
these
cool.
These people who are leaving bad reviews are fucking pathetic, honestly.
Yeah. It's not even like the devs done anything wrong.
Exactly.
They were the idiots that went on to Apex Construct.
If I managed to do that, if I was that stupid, I wouldn't be like...
I wouldn't want to admit.
I'd be like, oh, what? I'm such a dickhead.
It's another dickhead mistake I made. I don't need to publicise that more by telling the devs I fucked up again.
Yeah, can you imagine being that... I don't know how much of a cunt that you want to leave the devs a
bad review.
You'd be like, oh,
especially seeing as this game came out before Apex Legends.
Like a year before.
So you can't turn... Surely they should be able to go, I'm sorry, that was your dickhead fault. It's not my fault that you can't tell the difference between Construct and Legends.
Yeah, the user reviews, they're pure...
what are you doing?
Trying to get my phone thingy, because the next game we're going to talk about, I don't know if you've seen a trailer for it. Fuck it, you can
What the fuck is going on?
You can watch
Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
So the next game...
I feel sorry for them, and it's well worth it. If you've got VR, check it out.
Next game we're talking about is a game that I'd never even heard of until this week, and I got the press release come through. It's called Eternity. It's a shit name. I'm going to say it now. It's a very shit name. It's called Eternity: The Last Unicorn.
Can I say, before you go further though,
Go.
It's got one of the best lines I've ever seen in a trailer, right? Because I'm busy watching this thing and I'm like, yeah, that seems a little bit, alright, generic. And then at one point during the trailer it goes, touch the unicorn. I just started pissing myself laughing going, nah, I'm not going to play the game, but I'm going to remember that forever.
So, Eternity: The Last Unicorn, it got released this week of the 5th of March, and it's coming to PS4, Xbox One and PC. It's been developed by Void Studios, published by 1C Entertainment. It looks to be a 12 to 15 hour RPG, very inspired by Nordic lore, apparently.
Yeah, Norse.
Norse lore, sorry.
So it's just an RPG, isn't it?
Now, like RPG. So,
sick.
So,
it's turn-based.
No.
Sick.
It's great thing, we're not talking about. So the game looks, and you guys can see the trailer up there. Tom's watching the trailer right now.
Yeah,
It's so the I feel
she's
like
just a unicorn.
yeah, there you go. I feel like it's so. It looks very much PS3 style, even maybe like early PS3 style visually. But you got to remember, this is what looks to be quite an ambitious RPG made by a small independent team. So I mean, I'm more than happy to take a knock on visuals and all that if the story's there. Like if the story's there on an RPG, I'm all in.
Hell yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm someone who still enjoys Toe Jam and Earl, the first one. I couldn't give two shits about visually, as long as the game runs smoothly and you tell a decent story. I worry
March 5th.
that that Touch the Unicorn may mean that either the writing is shit or just amazingly good.
I think
Just
it's gonna-
like beyond
I think it's gonna
anything
lead
we've ever
into
experienced.
So I'm going to be on it.
that kind of cheesiness.
I feel like the
If
name.
it does, brilliant, but I'm
Yeah.
worried that they're not going to.
I don't think it will because I think, and I can't confirm this, that it's a translation. I feel like that's like a Chinese or Japanese game,
Okay.
and I feel like
What is an English translation?
Yeah, because well,
Oh, God.
Eternity,
It does.
The Last Unicorn sounds like a fucking translated game. Do you not think? It doesn't sound like a.
I know it sounds like a
Yeah,
JRPG.
It doesn't.
I got lots of MMO RPG.
How many
Yeah, I thought
other?
it was MMO.
How many
Style.
other Norse mythology isn't really something that that market ever taps into?
No,
.com.br. What would that be? What country?
Brazil.
Yeah, maybe.
That I'd see that would worry me.
Hey.
No,
You're
no,
racist.
just no, purely from and
Oh.
lots of people back up.
Select your language: English, Portuguese.
Yeah,
It's Brazil.
It's Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a lot of real knockoff things coming from Brazil, as in they pumped this out pretty quick.
Okay.
Touch. It's not
but
against
it is-
Brazilians. It's
I'm
against.
not- oh, yeah,
One
you're
good
right,
thing is
though.
it is one C
I'd love to give it a
Entertainment.
go, honestly.
It's one C Entertainment, which are normally pretty good at our RPGs.
Who are?
One C Entertainment. They're the ones
okay.
who published.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say Brazilians. I was like, I don't know. But
They're the guys
Pretty
who
good at
published,
RPGs.
Tower of Time. So we'll see.
Okay.
I
We'll see.
think it's cool. This is a full 3D action RPG. You don't
By
see
an
it-
indie studio,
you
yeah,
don't see
like-
it by indie studio.
No,
really, do you?
like
So,
because it's such a difficult market to break into.
yeah.
And the fact that they come out and said it's a 12 to 15 hour story makes you think, do you know what, they could actually pull it off? If this is 40 hours,
I'd
I'd be
like
like,
to play it.
Jesus
Ooh,
Christ,
yeah,
the
Jesus.
bugs would be terrible. Like, Jesus.
Stick with 15 hours.
Is there an avatar on the screen at all? Like, ooh.
Don't need it.
No, that's overrated. And the next piece of news, we move on to, Darkest Dungeon was a game that released 2 years ago. And they got a teaser this week that the game is getting a sequel called The Howling End. Now, Darkest Dungeon is a very classic inspired 2D RPG game, turn-based RPG game, that featured a very cool mechanic that I personally thought was one of the best things about the game, but also one of the worst things about the game. The idea of the
Trying
game,
hard to give a shit.
so the idea of the game was you had to go into you had to reach the Darkest Dungeon where these demons coming out the portal in your basement.
That'd be cool if you could actually.
And the idea is you're going through these dungeons, but your party, your RPG adventure party, got stress. Now they were in order 1, 2, 3, 4. A person at the front would be more viable to get stress, high stress levels, things like that.
Okay.
Once they got to a breaking point of stress, they would attack their own team members. They go all over the place with that. Now, what you'd done to calm stress down was in between adventures or going to dungeons. Well, you'd actually send them to brothels. You would send them to the pub. You would give them some time off, and you'd have to hire other adventures to come in with you. And that mechanic actually made it feel quite unique. I was like, oh, this is quite a cool little mechanic.
That is new.
The issue with that was the RNG around the stress made the game not hard, like unplayable. Like, it was like,
Wow.
This isn't a challenge that's a turn-based tactical challenge. This is just, you're making this hard because I cannot win. Like, this round is just a wipe. I can't win this round because RNG. I have to come back again. Which is not making a game hard, it's making a game bullshit.
Yeah.
Basically, that's my issue with it.
Oh, that sucks.
I hope they fixed that for number 2. Because other than that, I really like the game. But the RNG in the game was shite.
Yeah, I saw this. I watched the trailer. I was like,
It was a shite teaser. It was
It
a
was
really
awful
shite teaser.
But no, I need to hear far more about this game before I'm willing
The
to
only
go,
thing they
let's
literally,
play.
the teaser was shite, and you guys seen the teaser. I'll play it twice because it's so short. And then the press release to come along with it literally said same gameplay, same combat, but more refined. And I was like, if they've refined it in terms of RNG, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then no. Like it wasn't. From someone who's played quite a lot of tactical turn-based RPG games, this is just not hard. When you go, oh yeah, you got no way, you can't win this fight. You have to wipe because our enemies, you're missing every attack. You're like, that's not hard. Like Final Fantasy VII done a better job than this 20 years ago. Like
That's turn-based, mate. Don't have to tell you. Wouldn't happen in a.
when turn-based done well,
No, turn-based done well is brilliant.
like perfect example is Octopath Traveler. Like that is a seriously hard
I haven't
game.
played that, so I can't really.
But it's a seriously hard game. But every decision, like you're there looking at the screen, like, okay, I need to make the right decision now. If I make the wrong decision, I've just lost 20-minute fight.
This is why I think RNG is destroying a lot of games. They feel they need to put RNG into a game to make it difficult, and actually you don't. As long as you program in and you work out exactly how something works. It's
Like
like
Wargroove.
it's like playing Wargroove. With Wargroove, I was sat there and I was really irritated by how some of the percentages were working. It's like that doesn't make sense. You know, if you have it set out strategically, how these things work, then they should always work like that. And the difficulty becomes how you play them. It's like a game of chess. You know, in chess, those pieces will always do the same thing.
Yeah.
There isn't a percentage chance that it won't do that. It will always, you know, your knight will, or your horsey, sorry, to help millennials, will go and make a little L shape. Well, you probably never played chess. It's turn-based.
I was in chess club.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry you were in chess club.
Oh no, you should be.
Why? Chess is a brilliant game. I suck at it, but chess is a
Not
brilliant
the
game.
ladies isn't being in chess club. Let's be honest.
No, but why would you use that as your chat up line? Right, darling?
No, I
That's
wouldn't.
why you had problems.
Yeah, do you want to meet me?
Yeah,
up
Yeah,
there?
sure,
I'm in
that's
chess
why.
club.
That's why. That's what it was. We'll go with that, guys.
Yeah.
It's because I was in chess club.
But there's your move will always have that response. That's how you tactically go around it.
Yeah.
Whereas RNG now is like, well,
I'm with you that.
Mutant Year Zero
Yeah.
irritated the shit out of me for the same fucking
Literally
thing.
won't stop playing.
I've got a shotgun. I'm right next to you. I've got an 80% chance I'll hit. Or a 92% chance I'll hit. Oh, you've missed.
Don't.
What the living fuck?
I will punch everyone in this room, including myself. I hate that game. But it's good, but I hate it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and you hate it because of RNG.
Well, true. That is true.
And that destroys so many games.
Yeah.
Which should be great.
Yeah.
And same thing here. I think
Yep.
Darkest Dungeon was destroyed because of
Nice.
RNG.
Yep. And last piece of news is The World Next Door got a release date. The World Next Door was teased a little while ago. Had various trailers about it. It's the first game being brought to us by Viz Media. Do you know Viz Media? The manga publishers.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Death Note.
Yeah.
Oh, that's SJ. There you go. Tokyo Ghoul is Viz. Yes, the manga publishers are bringing us The World Next Door.
Same.
You play as Jun, a young girl who's trapped in a parallel world, and it is a supernatural story game that carries a kind of manga art style to it. Did you see the trailer for it?
I watched the trailer. It's a puzzle game where you stand on colours that connect to the same colours, and if you link enough together, it does damage to your opponent.
Okay.
You run round on a grid, matching colours, beating each other up.
Classic cheap Japanese game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
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 Sorry,
no,
you
it's true.
sounded quite excited about it, but I didn't properly slam that one down.
Tears rolls down his face.
I'm everything Viz Media ever brought over to this country I've enjoyed, so I'm willing to go for it just because their name's tied to it. I see what goes with it.
I think it's going to have an interesting story to it, and the story clip bits were very much, you know, the classic animated still image with the text beneath, and then move it. I think that would be quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the actual game
It's going to be.
is going to be
Just
But it's coming out on the 28th of March, and it's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch only for now. So
That's-
it might be a nice little Switch game.
interesting
I'll give
coupling
it
there.
a go on the on the Switch, I think. But yeah, which takes on to our main topic.
That's right.
Main topic this week is about early access games.
Sorry, this is just messed up.
What?
Well, we
plough
didn't take
straight
a
through
pause.
to
We
the
just
main
keep.
topic.
Oh, yeah.
Tom should get up and press the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Then you should have to edit this
We're
shit.
moving up in the world. Wait until the LED light arrives for the camera next week, and you'll be like, "Wow, this is."
It's already bright enough in here. I don't know if it needs
I need more shine on my
Yeah.
They
forehead.
can already see us too much. You know? If it was up to me, all the lights would be off.
Just the darkness podcast. Our listeners will love it. The
I'd be
viewers
like,
will be
"Give it."
like, "What the fuck is this?"
But no. So main topic this week is we're going to just talk about early access games. Like, what do we personally think about early access games? Do we often buy games in early access? Is it something that we want to see continue, or would we rather wait for it to get a full release? What's our stand and what's our opinion on early access games? Who wants to kick us off?
Can I kick off on
I was
this one?
kind of. I'm not really
I'm
kicking off.
gonna kick off with this.
You're gonna kick off?
I'm gonna kick off with this because there's actually no such thing as fucking early access. It's called the launch date, and what they've done is they've postponed it for everyone else. So your early
Incorrect.
go on.
No, you are correct, but only now.
Oh no,
When early access first started, it was very much.
we're
early access.
yeah, but we're talking now.
Yeah, now like early access games. Now.
We're not talking like the old days.
Well, this is the thing. I
We're
think,
talking
I
what
think
it is
when
now.
When it's either a really trendy style of game, like a battle royale, new battle royales come out with something, or it's a big company, then early access is always going to be just the full release, but before the release date. You know.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at something that's actually different and new, often early access, quite rare these days, but early access is genuinely like the alpha build of the game, and they're working towards it. You know.
So you're talking about those really early access on Steam
Well, mostly Steam.
that goes it.
I mean, early access on consoles is a load of bullshit.
But that's what we're talking about because a lot of what we deal with here is consoles. It's
true.
indie games coming to
early
console.
access to me really is a PC thing. I mean,
Well, Xbox do game
but
preview, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But even then, what we're getting with game preview is we're not really getting an early build of the game. We're getting the game, but we're getting it in a way that they can go, "Oh, you're getting it earlier than anyone else."
And if there's any problems, you'd be like, "Well, you know, it's early access."
And you do
early
often
access.
pay a slightly less price.
Yeah.
for the game.
I mean, I paid for Minecraft before it was full release, so.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for Minecraft. I got it for free because everyone knew how to do that on PC.
Oh no, I had it for free at first, but then I paid for it
Oh.
because
The,
I wanted a real account so I could have a skin.
So the reason this,
Nice.
the
But
reason
I was a
I,
kid when Minecraft came out. Okay.
the reason I brought this was topic was because a game like Beacon, for example. So Beacon is a single player twin stick shooter
Yes.
that isn't finished. There's no denying the game is not finished. So why release it in early access? Because my concern is you release that in early access, someone goes, "Oh sweet, I'll give it a go," buys it, has a bad experience of the game for the first half an hour because it doesn't run very nice. They're trying to play on gamepad, it's all over the shop. Oh, that shit. Put it down, uninstall it. They're not going to see that it's getting updated and it's just got a full release. They're probably not going to go back to it. You've just lost a potential customer by releasing it in an unfinished state, early access and
I
early
think what
access.
we have then is we have two different early accesses. We have the one done by the bigger companies who are pumping it out early to make you pay more to get into the
Battle
game
Royale?
earlier.
Do you mean
So
Fortnite?
Anthem.
Okay.
Anthem, for example, had an early access for anyone who was on EA Origins and paid more.
Oh, premium,
where
yeah.
You pay more to get it early, on the release date, and then they postpone everyone else for a week, 2 weeks, right? So that's one style of early access, and they're just doing it to milk more money out of you,
Of course.
right? You then have indie game early access, and a lot of that is to do with the fact that to make a game is really expensive, and to have the people in to make the game is really expensive, and if you want to get the game finished, you're going to have to do something like that because it's a way of generating funds for your company.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have gone out there, you've done your Patreon to add a bit, but to be honest, every time I've looked at a game on Patreon, I've thought they've underestimated how much this is going to cost.
Patreon, do you mean Kickstarter?
Kickstarter, yeah, well, no, lots of them, Kickstarter.
Kickstarter,
Some
yeah.
games
To
are
make
on
money,
Patreon.
Indiegogo, you get a
yeah.
Patreon a lot on there.
Ooblets on Patreon.
Yeah. They always seem to underestimate how much it will cost. So they'll reach a point
True.
where they're trying to make it and they're like, shit, we can't make any more. So then they put it in early access. And yeah, you're going to get people on there who go, oh, I'm going to get it to early access. Oh, this shit, they'll never see the bit. But what you'll get a lot of is people who are like, you know what, I want to support this game.
Yeah.
So I'll take it at this point. I know it's going to be shit. But I also know by helping fund them, I'm going to take it further.
Yeah.
They're going to get that money they need to continue programming for another week, eating.
Yeah,
That's the exact.
problem, though. There is a dark side to that for indie games for me.
Go on.
It's you get people, genuine developers who are trying to just get money so they can actually make the game they want. But you get people who say,
Asset flip.
play my battle royale game
Yeah.
in early access, and then you give them loads of money to play in early access, and then it never gets any better.
Yeah.
It's the same game. It's like, oh, it's full release now.
But you get that with everything. I mean,
true,
literally
yeah.
everything. I mean, doing the board game bits that I do or used to do. I don't do it as much anymore because the amount of shit I ended up in really wasn't fucking worth it.
Really?
Yeah. That lots of people on there are trying to con other people.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
And
an
it's-
indie game
and it's-
thing
it's-
specifically.
Yeah. And it's a real shit.
Yeah.
Because you do have developers out there who really do need the money and do need the help.
Yeah.
And you want to support those people as much as possible. Because
I mean, it can work.
Well, that's
It
like
I
so.
want Minecraft's
so
a
early
great
access
example.
for those people
Yeah.
is brilliant.
Well,
Exactly. Yeah.
Two sides to each story here
Yeah,
is
yeah.
being pray for the gods, pray to the gods,
Pray for God.
pray for the gods. It's just coming to early access. Now I know that I know why that's coming to early access because it's been made by two guys in one of them person's house, and they have literally self-funded themselves for the last 2 years to make that game.
Yeah.
They had to make money from that game, and from what I hear, it's not far away from being actually fully released.
Yeah.
They just their patch notes were very honest, and they said, "Look, this is a bug. Don't do this, otherwise it will crash. This. They just needed some revenue. They need, and from what I understand, they've actually done quite well out of it. So that I completely accept. We then flipped across to Supergiant Games, who made Bastion, who made Transistor,
Yeah.
who made Pyre.
Yeah.
They released Hades in early access. That's a company that doesn't need funds. They have got well-established IPs that are still making a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
They are self-published. They are self-developed. Everything's done in-house. They've even published other games, like
Yeah.
as
from
a
other
publisher.
devs,
Yeah. That game doesn't need to go into early access. Like, why? So they put it into early access. Yeah, but I played Hades and it did feel unfinished. And I was like, do you know what? They've actually lost my... I love Supergiant as a developer. Transistor is one of my favourite indie games of all time. One of my favourite games. Like, it's so good. I love it. Hades is just Transistor, but with a Greek god underworld to it. That's basically what it is. And it's just like... You've literally charged... I paid the $15.39, whatever it is, on Epic Games Store for early access. And it's just like... I get it's early access, but it doesn't need to be. Like, you waited a year to release this. I would have been so hyped for it. And you're a company that doesn't need the early access route. They've just done it. And I think honestly, you can't look at reviews because Epic Games Store doesn't have reviews. This is the big thing about it that people are kicking off about. But from what I've seen on social media, people are very down on Hades.
Well, this is something I was thinking about before. It's like it can be great for a company like Minecraft. You do recent access and it becomes a huge success.
Even PUBG.
PUBG is another great example, but then you have companies where it really sours people on the game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, DayZ.
Yeah.
That was an early access. Does anyone play that anymore? That disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
modded to hell now. That's how you want to play it.
it's funny because it was a mod originally for Armour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just. I don't know. It's a real gamble, I think. Sometimes,
But sometimes
you need
you've
to
got
have
to
a
go for it.
game to go into early access. At least something that's gonna run well enough.
You have to build up enough trust with
Yeah.
your audience as well.
Be more
And
direct.
I think that's probably where Supergiant Games fell down, in the fact that they're, well, as you said, you're there going, well, they make the money, why are they doing this? So your expectation is higher.
Yeah.
Whereas other devs who've brought it out, so Beacon, for example, you're willing to give them more lenience to it
it's their first game.
because it's their first game.
Yeah.
And you're there, okay, you'll need this. So you've got, it's an ethical imbalance that you're dealing with there.
Yeah.
So would you
So
guys...
why shouldn't Supergiant? Okay, they've made a lot of money.
Yeah.
They've also spent a lot of money out because they've had to pay for the advertising. They're paying for full-time members of staff. You know, this isn't a 2-person company we're talking about. We're talking about a full company who have offices, lighting, taxes. They've got all that shit to deal with. You know, they probably, hopefully they're a decent company and they have health benefits for their staff, you know, which costs them money. They've got a shitload of overheads.
Yeah.
So maybe they needed to go to early access with this because they're like, actually, we're running out of money.
Yeah.
These companies, yes, they did well out of these other games, but if they haven't managed their finances well on it, you know, come on, if me and you were like, okay, Incredible's done brilliantly, we've just made 300 grand, you know damn well we'd splash that shit. Us three would go out and we'd spunk it on. I would buy the Turtles in Time arcade machine for my house. I'd fucking have that shit.
Yeah.
Right? And we would seriously ruin that money.
Yep.
And then we'd be turning around going, shit, man, we should really have bought some more cameras and some lighting. Yeah, but we
Maybe
got
an office, you
we
know?
got wankered in Brighton and it was well worth it.
Good night.
You know, and then we'd be on early access going, please guys, it's
Early access
incredible.
podcast.
Early access podcast, yeah.
Yeah, you get it in 420.
That's live.
But yeah, no, it's just, I mean, I'm not against buying games in early access. I still give money to games in early access. If I like the look of a game, and I often, what I actually do, and I do the same for Kickstarter games, is I go to a dev's social media page.
Yeah.
And if it's active and they've updated it regularly and they're vocal with the community, I'll often buy the game in early access. I'm like, these guys are vocal. Like they're clearly saying that this is not ready, that there's an update, an update, an update. If they haven't posted anything for 6 months, but they want X amount on Kickstarter or early access for a game, no, I'm not going to buy that because I'm like, well, what's the trust of actually this game ever going any further?
Yeah.
And I think that's the best advice I could probably give to people who are apprehensive about early access.
I think it's probably more down to the people than it is to the devs doing
Here's
this. Do some research.
Here's a
Well, yeah,
question
you
for
should do that with anything. That if you're going to put money in towards something,
People
you
do
should
not, though.
research it first.
People impulse buy all the time,
then
especially
that's-
on online stores.
But
I
then
think it's so
that's
much
their
easier
own
to do.
stupid. It's like Apex
Yeah,
construct.
But then
That's your own stupid fault. If you're going to
it's
throw
damaged
money at
the
it,
devs. It's not damaged them.
yeah, but that's where that's wrong. It should be
it
a
is
case
wrong.
of you turn around. Oh, well, I bought the wrong thing. That's your own fucking problem.
It is wrong, but we can't change that, you know. So I think people with early access, you need to do your research. If it's a company and a game worth investing in this way. If it's not, then don't do it.
And then understand what you're about to purchase is not a finished game.
Exactly, yeah.
It's going to have faults, it's going to have flaws, but what you're paying for is to give these guys, ladies, men, whatever, guys is a generic term for any gender, I don't give a shit.
Gender neutral term. I do that.
Yeah, is to give them more time to finish it. Yeah. To actually allow them to keep going.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
it's
with you.
early access.
Quick
I think is
question
great
to-
for any company that doesn't have a massive publisher behind them. You've got a big publisher behind you, take your shit out of early access.
Quick random question for you to wrap up.
For me. Or
Both for you.
us.
Yeah, just you, man.
PlayStation 5, will it have a version of early access?
Yes.
Xbox has game preview. Will PlayStation 5...
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant as in the actual console,
No,
early access
Will
to the
PlayStation
console.
5, PlayStation Store have a
yeah,
version
yes.
of early access?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to
Indeed.
become
Yes.
more PC-like.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it will. I think Sony will say no.
They're going to tighten up, do you think?
I think the problem is they have their own development company. They make their own games, and they'll want to push those out
Such a
early
good job
access.
as well.
They want to push those out as early access because they'll make more money from it. Because we live in a society now where if you get to play it earlier, people are obsessed with that.
It's a gimme. You know?
They are
Possibly.
obsessed. I played this first. I played loads of this.
Yeah.
You're like, get over yourself.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you guys reckon? Will PlayStation 5 have an early access option or their own quirky, weird name? And what do you think about early access? Let us know in the comments below.
PS pre-com.
Man, I would suck that down every time.
What a great note to end on. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching or listening, whatever you chose to do. If you did only listen and you wanted to watch some of the games or know more of the games that we spoke about, head over to YouTube, get the timestamp on your audio device, and then you can come and watch the trailer, because all the trailers or all the games we spoke about, trailers are playing behind us. As I said, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, checking us out. We are available on Patreon. And we do have perks on Patreon. As I said at the beginning, $1 a month, just $1 means no ads on this podcast. If you got to the end of this podcast and you're like, wow, that stupid ad about Wix has popped up 3 times for me, could get rid of it. $1, simple as that. You also get exclusive pre and post show content as well, guys. So thank you so much. We are also off to go and record the Not So Indie show now. about an hour-long show, 45 minutes to an hour-long show, where we talk more about the world of AAA gaming and other stuff along with that. So if you want to get a week early access on that, again, that $1 will get you that week early access. But as always, I've been Lewis. Find me at What's Up Woody. Underneath me is Tom. You can find him at Shriek and Profit. Sitting on my shoulders is Dan. And you can find him at
I like
the
to
dice
move.
there.
Start behind.
I was
the
on top
shoulders.
before,
It
so
took him
I-
that long to climb up onto my back, and now he's on my shoulders.
But yet the dice bear just
Type it into Google, and
Yeah.
a bear with dice pops up.
yeah.
That's right.
Simple as that. Thanks so much, guys. Patreon, stick around because we have the post show. The name's scrolling across the bottom now. Are for our lovely patrons. Until next time, guys, you stay indie-credible.
Goodbye.
Cool. Patrons.
And now we're in
Hey!
the post show. You don't
Yeah.
have to stop.
Don't have to
We're
stop.
just in it.
Oh
We're
my
flying
god,
through
this
it.
is fucking weird.
It's good, isn't it?
I don't like it.
That one little device saves so
don't-
much time.
don't
It's so
like
ridiculous amount of time.
It's just
Um,
wrong.
Post show.
Post show.
Right, lads?
So, what do you think about JJ and Punisher getting cancelled?
Well, obviously, I thought I knew it was going to happen anyway. So
Have you seen Punisher season 2?
No, I ain't seen Punisher season 1.
No.
We are on 8 episodes for Punisher season 2.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, Punisher season 1 supposed to be really good.
The big issue with Punisher season 2 is there's too much Jigsaw.
Who the fuck is Jigsaw?
The main villain.
Yeah.
Billy
Okay.
Russo turns into Jigsaw. He's like, and also there's a really weird thing, like in the comics, or even in the old movies, Jigsaw is horrendous to look at. The idea is his face is a jigsaw puzzle, it's been sewn back on. And I know they can't do that because there's teens watching it, but I'm not kidding. There is nothing wrong with his face. There's like a little bit of red makeup here, and a little bit of red makeup here, and a little bit of red makeup here. Sarah's like, is he? I thought he had his face cut open. And I was like, well, he did, but apparently
All healed nicely.
he's
Modern medicine, mate.
Yeah,
I think it's because we're all bored of Marvel now.
I think it's because Disney are going to completely reboot all of it on their own streaming
They are,
service.
definitely.
Yeah, they're going to reboot
But
it.
they can't do it
I'm
for
bored of
2
it.
years. I
2
heard.
years. Yeah, they can't use any for 2 years.
I'm bored of it. I'm
Yeah.
bored of the Marvel, and I love the comics. As you know,
Yeah.
I mean, we started doing a comic podcast.
I'm bored of the Netflix
But-
shows because of
Yeah.
their lack of connection to the MCU. Even
Yeah.
though they constantly claim to be connected.
Iron
But
Fist,
they're not.
More about it. Yeah.
And it's just, I'm just like, oh, I don't care. Which was
But are you saying
Really
about
bad.
some of the films or just?
no. I'm still looking forward to the Avengers one, but
Yeah.
I'm not overly fussed by Captain Marvel.
I'm more
I'm
fussed
like,
now.
She's
I'm-
bombed
yeah,
and
okay.
shit. It's bombed. It's massive, isn't it?
No, I've heard the opposite.
No,
Oh,
people
really?
have been slating it without having watched it.
Yeah,
I just
I have
a
heard
lot
people
of
are really
reviews.
targeting, especially they're targeting Brie Larson.
Yeah.
They're really having a go at her.
female superhero, mate. What year is
Never
this?
heard of it.
2019.
What year is this?
Fucking kidding.
Next
me.
you'll be telling me there's a
1934.
Yeah.
female prime
Wonder Woman.
minister. Fucking hell.
Won't be having that.
I
Not
just-
on my watch.
I did see a
what are
tweet.
you gonna do?
I did see a tweet the other day. Someone said the only reason feminism is so popular now is because men really couldn't give a shit. This person tweeted. I was like, ooh, like. But yeah, it's no.
I've heard from test screenings of Captain Marvel. Apparently, it is looking really good.
Yeah, I'm looking
Which is
forward to
that-
it.
oh,
I just saw
Yeah,
clearly clickbait stuff on YouTube where people were saying it's bombed, and I was like, I'm not going to watch that because I
Yeah.
just want to watch the film.
well, yeah. I've been sort of. I've been like, I'll watch it, but I'm not super hyped for it. But this few weeks, I've watched some of the trailers, and it does look actually quite fun.
I'm just not fussed by it.
I think it's going to be better than we expect, honestly.
I'll obviously watch it,
Yeah.
and it's part
I
of
mean,
the Marvel
let's-
thing, so I'll end up with
Let's
it
be
on
honest,
DVD.
we're all here for Endgame. That's why we've been watching it. I want to
Yeah.
watch Endgame.
But the thing is, once we get Endgame, I don't know if I'm going to continue.
No, I think
Rushing
I
for the
think they're going to
Marvel.
be really smart.
I think
Because
they're going to take a 2 year or year or so break.
I
aren't
think
they?
that they're going to reboot the whole universe.
I know
I
Spider-Man's
don't mean
coming.
hard reboot, soft reboot.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be the same universe.
Classic comic
but
reboot.
but they're going to
Yeah.
they're going to be having obviously Spider-Man's going to be the lead Avenger now. I think along with
think?
Captain Marvel.
I
Do
mean,
you
Captain
think?
Marvel will be.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's in charge, but I think he's going to be one of the figureheads, the ones that you're like, Spider-Man. He's part of the Avengers, you know. Even though in the comics he's not really.
But Spider-Man's not owned by Disney.
See, this is the
And
thing.
Sony- and
I
I
think
don't-
Sony are going to renew. I didn't think they were, but I think they are now.
Yeah, they're going to renew the license. They're going to own
No,
Spider-Man.
renew the deal with Marvel because after Far From Home, they can take it back.
Oh, I think they're going to take it back.
I don't think they will.
I think Sony are daft enough to think that it worked because of us, and they're going to take it back,
Maybe.
and then it's going to bomb.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I was with you before, but now I'm starting to think they'll renew. I think because of the success of
Venom.
Into Spider-Verse, not Venom,
Oh, okay.
which did better than
Venom-
Venom.
Venom did really well.
It did do
Venom
good.
done really
It
well.
didn't do well with the critics, but it did really
Yeah.
well.
But I think
box
in
office and-
Spider-Verse, I think it could be a big deal for them.
In Spider-Verse was amazing.
And they are making a lot of money off the Marvel deal. It's not like they're losing money there. They're making a fuck ton of money.
They're doing fuck all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's our license.
So I think
they're going to buy it and
that's
keep
like-
giving it to.
That's the Disney trick. They've been doing that for years.
So Sony are guaranteed money from the MCU Spider-Man, and then they can focus on their honestly
Animations.
excellent animated films. Like if they keep this up with this style of animation, this style of writing, I think they can make so much money, more than they probably ever have with Spider-Man,
Yeah.
barring the first two films back in the day.
Yeah.
Which made obviously loads of money. But yeah, we'll see. And they're gonna have Doctor Strange, you're gonna have Spider-Man, you're gonna have Captain Marvel, and then I think they're gonna bring Fantastic Four into it as like a big thing, and then maybe, I hope not, but maybe the X-Men into it as well, and make it a bit more of a.
They've got to be
a
careful
fresher
with X-Men,
taste to
how
it.
they go about X-Men, because it can be
I don't think they can.
for the
I don't think they should.
for the casual viewer like
Yeah.
my wife. X-Men can be so overwhelming, like,
Exactly.
and so you have to be careful how you bring it in. They've already confirmed, haven't they, that Logan is in Endgame.
No,
Hugh Jackman's in. Yeah, I'm sure they.
No,
confirmed.
no. He said he's done with that. He's never doing it again.
I'm sure I read somewhere the other day that Hugh Jackman is in Endgame.
That's got to be a lie. Honestly, he's
I haven't
no
seen
way.
that. I haven't seen
If
that
he's in
anywhere.
if he's in it, he's not Logan. He might
No.
be a cameo. But
Because that wouldn't make sense for them, because he wouldn't be able to continue it.
yeah, it would. Honestly, if I don't want them to merge the
No, the
X-Men
X-Men, no.
because it's a mess.
Yes.
It wouldn't make any sense to somehow. Oh yeah, this was happening as well. No, it wasn't. That'd be
Yeah.
stupid. And honestly, if they add X-Men now, I don't see how it could work. Because so what? No one's heard of mutants until 2019. How's that worked?
The interesting one would be to do the
No, sorry.
fucking the
It was
cloud. What was that cloud that came across and made everyone mutants? We were reading it in the Cyclops one.
Fucking.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know what it's called.
Oh,
but
what
I
the
know-
fuck was that cloud called?
I don't know.
And they did the death of Cyclops.
Yeah.
Was the one that was that would be interesting.
That's if they could do it like that, maybe cool. But if they start
Scotch
telling me-
Mist.
Scotch Mist. No, that's
they-
the Dark Place. That's Garth Marenghi's Dark Place,
if
which
they
is also
start
fucking
telling me-
amazing.
But
Post-credit
X-Men just existed.
theory based on a
Oh, right.
post-credit scene from Logan, a post-credit scene from another film. Apparently, it shows up that Wolverine's going to be in Endgame. Apparently,
Absolutely. No way.
No.
So
I'm as confident with that as I was that Venom wasn't going to be in the Spider-Man DLC. So there you go. That's how you know it's fact.
Twat.
But yeah, no, I think they're going to be really smart, and I think it's going to feel really fresh after Endgame. Endgame's going to be a huge end for this era of the,
I hope so.
the
It's
MCU.
fucking its name's.
And I think the next phase isn't going to be called Phase 5. It'll be a new
Oh no,
film.
yeah. To be a.
And I think the Fantastic Four are a really good bet to be in the MCU.
Oh,
Because no, here's the thing.
They can
I
do
know-
them well. If they're doing well, they can do them well.
The thing is, they've gotten such a bad rap because of the films, and it's like they're a bit of a joke heroes now. But I think they can work it really well. And I've heard good theories about the Stark Tower X, well now X Avengers Tower, will become the Baxter Building because they moved on Homecoming.
Yeah.
They moved the Avengers out of there, so it's an empty building full of superhero shit. That's gonna be the new Baxter
I
Building.
don't want them to.
Why?
The Fantastic Four work in an era, and they work within a time frame when people felt a certain way,
Golden Age comics.
Right.
and how society sees how we should all work together. And this American ideal, we're not there.
They're not
The world is not
Okay.
there for them.
I see what you mean.
So, I mean, we're great with this selfish multimillionaire who's building Iron Man suits, who gets a conscience. We like that idea.
Yeah.
We like the idea, but the Fantastic Four just don't work.
But
now.
could you argue that Captain America is that kind of character?
Captain America is that type
He's
of character.
he's constant hope, and people love him.
But he's
only
not.
gotten more popular.
He's not. If you watch what he does in the movies, he's not constant hope.
Oh, I
In
disagree.
the first movie of Captain America, he is, but the rest of the time he's worried about Bucky.
Yeah,
he's
no.
the depression of the
There's
wife.
complications.
He's a very dark and somber character
there's-
throughout
yeah,
the
no,
movies.
I agree. There's
And he
darkness.
always perseveres, but he's not the original Captain America of America is great, aren't we great? There's no point he turns around and does
I'm not saying he's
the
super
eagle from
patriotic.
Sesame Street.
I'm not. He obviously, I mean, obviously, the whole Winter Soldier. He's against the government.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and that's
it
why Captain
ends
America works in
with
this.
his idealistic America being the right choice because he takes down this, this Hydra shit going on, and he even fights Bucky. And not only does he succeed in convincing Bucky that he's his mate, like Bucky saves his life, and then now he's part of the Avengers.
But that's how they've managed to adapt a character to work with that. You can't adapt the Fantastic Four, who are a very two-dimensional set of characters.
I think they could. Honestly, I think there's.
I'd rather they
there.
skipped it and just brought the Silver Surfer in.
Yes.
Do you
Fuck
agree,
everyone else.
that maybe Galactus will be the next big bad?
Yes,
for the
yes,
MCU?
yes, yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I
They've prepped so much for Galactus
It'd
to
be
be
really
in
be
there.
excellent if they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do it right.
Yeah, but they need to wait their time with it. They need to.
Oh, they will. I think.
Like
they
with
will.
Thanos, they teased Thanos 5 years ago.
10? Well, no.
In the first Avengers, like
Yeah,
longer
it
than
was
that.
more than 5 years.
8
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago,
yeah. No, yeah, it's 8 years,
Quick,
8-9 years
Before we
ago.
wrap up, have you heard the news I told you yesterday
Go on.
about Hulk Hogan?
Oh
They're
my
doing
God.
a Hulk Hogan biopic movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Called Hogan.
Right. Yeah.
And it's meant to be like an actual kind of, not just a whole wrestling, but the actual look into his personal life, things like that.
Cool.
Just cast Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Who do you think they've cast as Hulk Hogan?
I'll give you a hint,
Yeah.
because of course there's a massive amount of people
Yeah.
out there that you're like, oh, it links to Marvel.
Links to Marvel.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I was reading an interview with him today on, because he's got this Centre, his new app, like fitness app.
Yeah.
And they're not filming for another 9 months because he wants to put on the mass to be as like that's a lot of mass. I was looking at pictures today.
He's going to be working hard. Yeah.
I was looking at pictures today, and apparently he needs to put on around about 1.5 stone.
Fucking hell.
Like, that is a lot of eating. But I mean, he's in incredible shape as it is.
I mean,
Do you reckon he's going to get?
starting from a good base?
Do you reckon he's going to get in touch with Dwayne the Rock Johnson about how to build himself up to
I
that
can
level? Because
imagine he
Dwayne the
would,
Rock,
yeah.
he's done a lot of work. He did a lot of work with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
He did a lot of work with
'Cause Zac Efron put on
Matt Damon.
2 stone.
Not, is it
for
Matt Damon?
Baywatch.
Baywatch, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
To
like
get-
Baywatch.
Just
I was
to
like,
say he looks good next to the Rock.
Well, that was it. But he still
Yeah.
looks small. Which
Yeah.
was a bit.
It's all lean, isn't it? Yeah.
He's like, but Dwayne the
what is
Rock's
that
fucking
scene when he's
huge.
like they have a competition? He's like, of course it's pulling a fridge or something. What is it? Like,
That's right, yeah.
of course it's pulling a fridge.
That's an underrated film, I think. That's a
I
decent
do, yeah. It's
I really enjoyed Baywatch.
the thing that annoyed me with it was critics like, and this really fucks me off with film reviews. You don't get it in game reviews, but they get it all the time in film reviews. If it's not an Oscar contender, they judge everything against
it's
Oscar
supposed to be a
worthies.
beautiful piece of art.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the
that's-
camera work.
What,
It's not
what
that
released
fun.
this year? I, Tonya and Baywatch. Well, is Baywatch as good as I, Tonya? No. Like, are you kidding me? Like, they're just 2 different films.
But
Like,
then again, that's why I like listening to Mark Commode.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Mark Commode does go to watch a movie to see if it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will sit there and go, I really like this arty movie. But every now and again, like High School Musical,
Yeah.
he'll be like, you know what, I really enjoyed High School Musical. I had a lot of fun during that. You sing along. It was a good piece of entertainment.
Get your head in the game, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Number 2.
well,
But yeah,
Gotta get head in the game. I've watched those things a million times. I've got a 6.
I've watched the first
however.
one. I've never seen the third one, actually.
Have you not?
No.
Oh,
I've
it
never
made
seen
me
the third
cry.
one.
I saw the first one literally as it premiered on the Disney Channel.
Do you like?
Well, kind of. My
I
sister
went-
was the one who really wants to watch
I
it.
went to the cinema to watch the third one.
I was the only one who was in the cinema. So.
You were the only one in the cinema.
No, that's the only one that was in the cinema.
Yeah, I know.
And then
But I actually went
I
to
did
the
also
cinema
watch the second one also when it premiered on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
I've only ever seen one.
Which one?
I've had one.
The
first
first
one,
one,
yeah. Because this girl I was dating when I was abroad was like, oh, I want to watch it. I was like, pull it on then. And I was like,
Do you know
okay.
what? For a Disney Channel original musical, it's actually decent.
My first dance with my wife when we got married was to a song from High School Musical because Gracie
yes.
chose it. My daughter chose
Was it that one?
No, it wasn't that
It
one.
was probably the first one.
Like capturing lightning in a bottle or something like that. It's from the third movie.
Oh, from the third one.
I think.
Then.
Don't know, third or second movie.
yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Hulk Hogan. Looking forward to it.
Is he going to get gross, leathery, tan skin?
I
Or-
fucking hope so.
But he's got. I said,
I
to you,
can't
like,
wait for him to
he's
start ripping
definitely
his shirt
got
off
that
all the
kind
time.
of arrogance persona that he could pull
he
off.
could do it,
He
yeah.
could do it, yeah.
He could nail it. And the Tash, I'd love to see it.
I can't wait
Is he going to grow it, or is he going to?
He's got.
Oh, he'll grow it.
Yeah.
He'll grow it. He's
Yeah.
that type.
Might do fake one.
No, he'll grow
I'm
it.
a
He
fan
wore
of
a wig in
Hemsworth. I
Thor.
think.
Yeah, but he'll grow it. He'll grow the
Oh,
tash.
cool,
I think
cool,
this
cool.
is one of his dream roles. I think
I
when he
can
heard
imagine,
it was on the
yeah,
table,
yeah.
I think he was like, I'm going to be fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he's like, give me that fucking role.
Yeah, I want that.
Agent contacts him. Yes, yes, I'll do whatever they want. Sign
He
that
probably
deal.
heard rumours that it was going on and just phoned his agent when you better get me this job or you're fired. Do you understand this? Yeah, but there's no pay. Shut your fucking mouth. Get me this job.
The job is the pay.
Well, that's it. That's
Who are they going to get to play Andre the Giant?
The Rock.
Sorry, if
He's
you're going to
soon
do
to
Hulk
find The Rock.
Hogan, you have to have him face Andre.
Yeah,
I mean, that was like the pinnacle
It's
of.
going to be an unknown, probably.
probably yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll probably there's going to be a bit of fighting, but I think it is going to be more like you seen the film The Wrestler.
Yeah.
More like that. Like I love the film The Wrestler, but it is more of the
It's really.
Have you
very
guys
good.
heard about Wrestling with My Family? Or Fighting with My Family?
Fighting My Family,
It's really
yeah.
good.
Oh, that's quite alright.
It's about the
He's
English
like,
It's written by Steve
he's like
Merchant.
an
Yeah.
indie film, isn't it? Like Rock
Well,
apparently just
kind of.
popped up in it.
It's got The Rock in it.
It's got The Rock in it.
The Rock playing himself.
Yeah.
Have you seen the clip with The Rock in it?
I've seen the trailer. I was at the cinema.
Oh.
I should have told you. I saw Alita Battle Angel.
Going to see
Any good?
it.
Yeah, I will see it in IMAX if you still want me to come.
Any good?
It's, you know what? I think it's underrated.
Any good?
I think it's good.
Okay.
I think my thing that I think draws it back the most is the lack of a decent soundtrack. If it had a good score, I think it could be pretty high up.
Sarah gets freaked out watching the trailer 'cause she's like,
The eyes
"Is
are
it
weird.
real? I don't know if it's real."
How can
But
she
it's not
not
real.
know?
I'm like, no, but
Physically impossible.
she thinks it. I'm trying to explain to her what mocap is.
Yeah.
But she's like, it's like they've got an actual person, but then animated on top. I'm like, that's because that's what
Pretty
they've
much
Yeah,
what they've
yeah.
done, yeah.
That's what they've done, Sarah.
Yeah, but it's the eye thing. You get used to it. There's some scenes where you're like, eh, but most of them you're used to it. But I think it's good enough. You know, I think people are being a bit harsh on it. Honestly, from the reviews I've read.
On the movie thing,
I'll give
quickly,
it a 7.
new trailer's out for Rocket Man. Looks really good.
Elton John biopic,
Yeah.
kind of.
Better than I
Tarragon
expected. looking.
Tarragon Egerton, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Genuinely looks really good as
Only
as
problem
Elton
is it probably will be another very generic music biopic.
He's only interested in life though.
Anyway,
True.
Yeah,
that's it. You already paid $1. Which, oh no, you guys didn't.
Yeah. To be fair, the pre-show was just me staring at the camera.
Yeah, best pre-show ever.
Not so in the show. Let's go for it.
I need to pee first.
Yeah, we got to have a look.
Well,
back
you've
over
got to change the battery.
Tell me.
it. I'll go do the
You've got to change the battery.
You got to change the